welcome to Starshine Tarot. My name is Lizzie. I hope you're feeling good, doing good, and ready to find out what the heck Spirit wants us to talk about for Mindful Monday today. On a collective base, asking Spirit, what the heck? 8:08 on the clock, like the real clock, not this clock. But what do we need to talk about as people? How do we help society become better? We as people, as citizens, what do we need to do? We're starting off with the Let Go deck. What do we need to talk about, Spirit? By the way, we are in my living room. Just going to get a few from each deck. And let Spirit lead this convo. Oh, I love being able to just sit Indian style. I like to read tarot in Indian style. I don't know why, it's just my thing. I can read it anyway, that's my most comfy way. I'll scrunch in a ball like hunched like this. No posture in tarot with me. I slouch. Feel the pressure of the world on there sometimes. Okay. Put these in the box. Because they're little and I'll lose them. I love the artwork on these. You are supported and will have helpers whenever you need them. Let them come. Okay. There we go. So this talks about intimacy and being close as people. We don't do that anymore because of COVID. We don't get close. We don't kiss each other on the cheek. You do for your family and stuff. Hug each other, shake hands. This is about human interaction and human touch and human intimacy and how we've become distant, leery of people. Are they going to hurt me if they get too close? This is warning from Spirit. This is a dangerous way to be heading away from humanity, not towards it. You are royal. You are sovereign. Honor this and let go of those who do not acknowledge it. This is about everybody standing in their own power and recognizing that we all are important. We all have something to bring to the table. We all have a crown to wear. We all represent a name, a lineage, a family, a legacy. This is all important to us, our lineage. Being true to your roots, remembering who you are is important. Building legacies. Just as much as people have grown distance as far as touch and standing away from each other and not being as close and whispering in each other's ears and sitting close and, bundling together and sharing a blanket. These are things that aren't happening because of COVID, and now we're just got used to it and it feels weird to be normal. This is the same sense, like there was a time in the world where business was booming, industry was taking off, and this has a lot to do with money, and it has a lot to do with availability, and a lot of stuff is happening online now, but I just feel like the gumption and the American industry, at least in my country, it's like kind of flatlining. I wouldn't say that people don't have any mojo or aren't out here creating things, because they are, just aren't as much. There isn't as much drive to stake a claim in the world and make something original from scratch, something new. You know, I'm not saying that this isn't happening, but it's happening on a very small rate that's concerning to spirit. You will climb that mountain and then the next, which will bring great joy. Collectively, as people, we are always going to have, every generation faces some kind of doom, some kind of challenge, some kind of war or conflict, some kind of money system. This is something that every generation is going to have to work their way through as people, as leaders, as a collective. And I think we all struggle, and our struggles are becoming more intense as the world becomes more intense and more technological and more weaponized. You know, all of our conflicts and our situations are going to be getting worse. There is that level of fear of the direction we are going into, but there's also that high amount of hope. Look at how many generations have come before you and how old this earth is and how long they've been trying to figure this out. And we're not going to be the generation that fucks it all up. You know what I mean? Everybody just thinks that they are. Like, life is going to go on. It's going to continue on. It's not the end all be all here. Then we have reach, stretch, breathe, believe. You can let go. Oh my God. What can you let go of to feel maximum joy? I think we focus too much on the drama. We focus too much on the 3D and the superficial and things that aren't important, like spending time with your family, having a roof over your head and food in your belly. Like, all this other stuff has become so important. Like, even holidays are ridiculous. Like, nothing is simple, nothing is easy anymore. Nothing seems to be like meaningful on a collective basis. I just feel like we got used to being hermits, being in our own space, keeping people at bay, distant in how we communicate and how we are with intimacy, and everybody seems to need their own space. Man cave, she shed, kids living room, like everybody needs their own, like, compartmentalizing everything in our lives. Meditate to dispel all fears and become a beautiful, enchantingly magnetic person. Yes, this talks about vibrations, like talking about how dark things are. When we have dark things going on, I feel like the news and the world kind of hones in on all the tragedy and all the things that, like, are really hard to hear or really hard to stomach. And everyone's like, oh my God, did you hear about that? And it's like everybody focuses on the tragic, the dark, the dreary, the angry, the vicious. I mean, look at the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. It's like going on like the O.J. Simpson trial, and like nobody died. You know what I mean? It's like televised. It's just crazy, overdone, over dramatized. It's like, enough. Like, turn it off. Meditate to dispel all fears and become a beautiful, enchantingly magnetic person. We have to turn this shit off. This need for reality TV, the need for drama, the need for gossip, the need 3D stuff. And I know that's hard. We all love the gossip. We all love having nice, fancy things. But we're going to a place that's going to be a future unlike what we even anticipated. I mean, it might not be our generation or our kids' generation, but at some point, everything's going to be computerized and digitalized, and you don't want to become a species that doesn't interact, that isn't intimate, because that's what sets us apart from all other beings on this earth. Our intelligence, our capacity to love and feel emotions. We need to raise our vibrations and not we need to realize that as dark things and tragic things are happening, there's also really good things happening in the world too. There is a balance between dark and hard and good and happy. And we need to give time and attention to both things. If you harp on things that are too negative for too long, your life becomes negative. You become anxious, anxiety-ridden. If you focus on happy things too long, you might become a little bit delusional or be lost in delusions and not see the truth of things. Like, everything has to be balanced. Equal give and take. Stay calm and stay centered. If you have a problem, you have an opportunity, so let go of all the blame. I think we're so focused on he said, she said, pointing fingers. Like, look at COVID. Like, who started COVID? And then it was like looking at countries and, Russia, all this stuff. And it's like, everybody's like, who's siding with who? Who's on whose side? It's like, you need to shut your eyes to it. Close your eyes, and we're becoming very nasty, very brutal, we're stirring the pot. We're missing the true point, the true message in things, and we're not coming together collectively as a world, because honestly, we love to fight. We love the drama. This is everybody. Not just you, the viewer, not just me. We're becoming a world that's, like the Kardashians. You know what I mean? Like 2,700 seasons of just living our lives, but everybody's seeing everything we do. Alright, we're moving on to the Cosmic Journey Oracle. What else do we need to talk about as collective people? Out of the mess comes elegant order. Yes, this is about balance. Give and take, yin and yang, darkness and light. Like as I was expressing earlier, they're backing it up. There is good things in this world and there are bad things in the world. And you need to give your attention to both, because you need to learn about the bad things, because learning about it helps us to not repeat it. It also gives it the attention that it needs. It will pull on your heartstrings. People need help. Spirit pulls you where you need to go. But you need to also focus on the light, because, like I said, it's important that we see the good. It's important to be reminded what we're fighting for and what life really means. And you find those answers in the good, in the happy, in the light. Trust and act accordingly to what you feel in your gut. And don't just pay attention to what's on the news and take that as truth. Don't just listen to your pastor at church and take that as truth. Don't just listen to your professor and take that as truth. If you're learning something or you're hearing something and something in your body says, I don't agree with that, or I don't think that's right, you do not have to follow the sheep. And this life spirit's saying, you have instincts, you have intuition, you have gut feelings for a reason. Listen to it. Trust the situation you're in. Trust yourself. Trust that you're going to be able to see your way through it. See with love, not hate. Act according to the change that you want. How can we have change if everything's angry and vicious? Enter one step forward, one step onward. Yes, we're always moving in the right direction, even when we feel we're at a standstill. We got to keep evolving. We got to keep going on, one step forward. It's not easy to make change in this world, and it's not easy as people to like, nobody knows what the future looks like now. Nobody expected COVID to come. But we're going to get it's going to be slow moving, and it has been, and it still is now. But we're going to get through it. Uncharted territory is still territory that you do eventually get through. Your effortless effortless effort is fully required. It's like a lot of us are about talking about change and how we're unhappy with things, but most of us don't really do anything about it. It's just kind of like hot air and fluff, and spirit's kind of calling us out. I mean, I'm guilty of this too. There's things I want to change in my environment, in the world, and I am not actively putting any positive movement towards changing that, but I have a lot of complaints about it. And spirit's like, be careful of the energy you're putting out, because energy is powerful, and you do have the power to make change if you put the action behind it. So don't focus on things if you aren't going to actually try to make change, because why worry about things that you aren't going to put effort to? I think this will help us to not have so much anxiety and stress. The activated ally, becoming one with your neighbors, your community, coming back together, not looking at people as enemies or out to get you, trying to see the best in people. You know, there was a point in time like people would walk down the street and be like, hello, hello, how are you? And they would open the door. They would shake your hand. You know, probably back when our grandparents were kids, but, you know, people had respect. People loved and honored. And I mean, there's always sick people. There's always going to be sick people. But overall, in the general collective, people were a lot sweeter and humble and more personable. I am galactic starseed blooming. Close your eyes to open your heart. I do feel like there is probably going to be a lot of attention focused on extraterrestrial, oh my god, why can't I speak today? Extraterrestrial things in the near future. I don't know if they're saying aliens are coming or if there's just going to be a boost in popularity about that. But I feel like starseeds basically are being activated very much in this time because a lot of change is coming. Close your eyes to open your heart is we're so zoomed and tapped into like social media, and it clouds how we feel and how we are and how we act. So closing our eyes to social media and acting from our hearts is going to make us become better people, because who you are behind a screen and who you are in real life doesn't always match up. And that's becoming more of an issue these days. Like, people create their whole lives on social media, and, you know, then you come to find out and they had, crazy, they were doing crazy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Spirit. I feel like they're like holding my tongue. Every cycle is a higher opportunity. Yes, everything that we endure as a collective, everything that we mess up on or do wrong is teaching us to not make that mistake. So like all these people out here like, oh my god, the presidents are ruining everything. We're never going to have another president like that because we learned. So try to focus on the positive and raise the vibrations collectively, because it's pretty heavy out there. So we have the Life Coaching Oracle to close out this Mindful Monday guided message, and then I'm going straight to bed because I'm exhausted. I don't know what is wrong with me. I just don't have energy anymore. It did rain all day. Self-sabotage. Yes, we as people, when our second guessing. This person wants my job, wants my lover. They're out to get me. They want to rob my house. You know what I mean? It's like you're thinking the worst of people. And I think it blocks our, like, the vibes you give off to people are a lot more powerful than you realize. Like, as you're thinking that, Like, people are approaching you and you're thinking like, oh my god, this person's gonna fuck me over, or oh, they just want something from me. It's showing it in your face, so people might not, make offers to you if they feel that sticky, like, oh, this person doesn't like me energy. But self-sabotage also has a lot to do with fear. Pulling away from people, not leaving your comfort zone. We got used to being in our comfort zones and our protective bubbles, and it's sabotaging our futures, all of us collectively. Support team. We need to come back to supporting each other and being supportive of your genders and your communities and your religious groups, and opening yourself to difference, and just overall being a part of something and not off in your own corner. Everybody needs a support team as well. It's like, I think people have a lot of anxiety and depression in levels we haven't seen before, because I think we were left on our own too long. And nobody really had the psychology to deal with that. And still, we can send us all to a psychologist for free. COVID has caused damage to everybody. The families who lost people, the people who experienced it and are still sick, the fear, the level of fear, it's like somehow made us as people enemies of each other and not support systems. Remember when COVID first happened and everybody was like painting the rainbows and like being like, we got this, guys. It's like, why can we come together in the worst of the crisis, but when the waters are smoothing out, we want to make waves again? Like, Spirit's like, inner child. I think a lot of us are, especially like middle-aged people, I think it's just normal in your life process to kind of look how you parent and how your parents parented. And I think a lot of forgiveness is happening, but a lot of wounds are closing collectively. I think with the inner child, people are just realizing the world's changed and it's never going to be the same again, and we're grieving that. And that's okay to grieve that. The void. Yeah, nobody knows what's going to happen. Everybody's like, what's going to happen with the economy? What's going to happen with, viruses in the future? It's like there's so much unknown that it's becoming overwhelming. People don't know where to go from here. Past life connections. To me, in this sense, it's like you need to reconnect with the people that you've strayed away from during lockdown. I think a lot of connections kind of broke up and fizzled out, and I think a lot of people are missing parts of their life that was there before COVID, especially people. Heavenly helpers. I do feel like there's a lot of people being activated, like earth angels, light workers, star seeds, that are really starting to pop up out of the woodwork and really helping people heal, whether it be through music, movies, speeches, books. It's like we're being swayed to be more peaceful, but we're also being stirred up by it's like the light and the dark are always at war with each other. So the dark is stirring the pot, and the light is sending these heavenly helpers to try to calm those waters and keep the peace. Career transition. Yeah, a lot of us are starting over, thinking a lot about our money, retirement, and if we're happy in our job or where the world's going to go. Like, I had to start all over. I had to get a whole new job, a whole new career. a lot of us are in that boat. Or just like realizing that life's short and you don't want to stay in a job that maybe isn't paying you enough or just as stressful. We're looking at work differently. Spiritual teacher, a lot of people are embracing more like remedies for things. Like we got cupping, we got sound healing, we got meditation, music. It's like people are becoming collectively more spiritual and practicing more spiritual tendencies using crystals, and it is helping the collective to calm the vibes. The more people open up, the more spiritual teachers that are going to step up as well. Self-love. This is something we all should be working on. I think this should be a focus. We focused a lot about self-love in lockdown when, we had all this time. And it's like, self-care that helps you cope. Do your nails, listen to music, spend time with yourself. But I think we got lost in that when the world went back to normal and we got back to work, and now we're lost in the shuffle again and we're not spending time on ourselves. It's like spirits like you didn't learn anything. Trust and forgiveness. You need to trust yourself and your instincts, and we as a people need to be forgiving. We hold grudges way too much for way too long. We need to resolve our issues. No more civil wars. No more countries standing we can protest. We can have differences without violence. We need to resolve the need to hurt people, to hurt our country, to be violent, to be heard. It's like we need to go back to the root of it, and we're all here together. We are all human beings. We all deserve life without fear of violence. Universal mind, yeah. We need to think collectively. Think of the bigger picture. We don't want our kids to grow up and not want to spend time with other human beings, or be afraid to be close, or hold themselves back because they don't want to travel away from home because what if a virus happens? Or you know what I mean? It's just, we can make changes in our everyday lives, but as people, we can't change the world unless we change how we think. Dark night of the soul. A lot of us are depressed. A lot of anxiety. A lot of depression. A lot of people out here suffering. Lost to everything. Don't know where to go from here. Starting over. Very heavy. This is a very dark time collectively. But we will get through it. Remember what they said. Yeah, restlessness. We all want change. We all want to get out of this rut. We just don't know how. There's a sense of hopelessness here. Reconciliation. We need to make up with people in our lives, with our past, with our faults. It's like we carry around so much. These are the things that we need to get rid of because the world and life in itself is heavy enough. Make peace, not war. The magic touch. Yes. Magic collectively, as in be the change. I know it's a cheesy quote and you hear it all the time, but be the change you want to see. So if you want the world to be more loving and supportive and helpful, you need to be that. And if enough people collectively do that, then the more we rise up out of this dark night of the soul. We need to surrender to what we cannot control. We need to surrender what is done and behind. And we need to set boundaries on things that cause toxicity in our lives so that, listen, we can't create Zen and peace in this world if we ourselves as people aren't Zen and peaceful. So this is basically what Spirit is saying. In order for us to be a collectively peaceful species, we need to learn how to be collectively peaceful within ourselves, within our families, within our communities, within our work environments, and our attitude will change and evolve us into better people. Sorry if you heard my tummy growling, but I'm eating lighter meals, so, and I can't eat past 6 o'clock, and it's past 6 o'clock. So, shit happens. I hope you like this Mindful Monday guided message from Spirit. If you want more in the future, if you liked it, if it resonated, please give me a thumbs up below. If you like my energy, please subscribe. I need to go to bed. My whole body is like, boom. I'm shutting down. I can't even open my eyes fully. I need one of them tape. That's how you know sleep deprivation is a real bitch. If you knew how much foundation was right here. Lord. See you all maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I have a plan for this week, but I'm also not trying to put pressure on myself because I'm focusing more on my diet. Although I do have to say I was not impressed with my workout, this R&B workout that I did, because I set up this whole, by the way, if you're interested in what I do for fitness, because I am on this fitness journey, you can start at week 1 and go all the way to week 4, which I'm at now, or you can start with me on week 4. We're doing hip-hop everything this week. Hip-hop dances for exercises, learn how to hip-hop dance, learn about hip-hop culture, all kinds of stuff. And it's all going to be in my playlist. I put it up the night before, so tonight's is already up, or today's is up. I'm going to put Tuesday's up in a little bit, and it will be under week 4, and then I do it by day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and every topic. I might be switching out the workouts, though, because if I wasn't impressed, you guys probably don't like it either. It's more of a dance lesson than a workout. I mean, I did feel it, but I'm about fitness, so I might be trying I'll be tacking on a Zumba or something with tomorrow, so if the dance one is stupid, at least you have a backup one. So anyway, look forward to that if you're into fitness and getting your beach body ready with me. I did start at week 1. Like I said, everything's up there if you're starting now. Or just jump right in with me at week 4 and go backwards. Whatever you want to do. Love and light, everyone. I gabbed enough. Sleepy time. My bed is calling my name. Toodaloo. Boo-boos. Love you.